Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Shalona McFarland here in the Philippines. And I thought today I would discuss treating elderlies. So I get asked a lot if it's safe for older people to get adjusted. Absolutely, it is. I have been adjusting people over the age of 90 for decades now. And so has my dad. My dad is actually 90 at the moment. My grandmother, excuse me, is 102. No. Yeah, almost 103. Yeah. Wrong A month. And so yes, it is quite safe. I use different techniques for the elderly sometimes. It depends on whether how fragile they are or not. So I have a gentleman in right now who's 87 that I've been treating for post-stroke. It's very good for that. It helps reestablish brain waves. It helps strengthen the muscles and the joints that caused the problem to begin with, and the tissue within the vertebra. So yes, it is quite safe. I also treat things like Alzheimer's, early onset dementia. I can use laser and acupuncture for those as well. But hi, Melody. In general, yes, and anybody can be adjusted. That's why I've always said I treat birth to earth, because those are the people that need it. Even in utero, I've done videos on pregnancy before, and even when you're in utero, you need that care. But especially towards the end of your life, I've had folks that were literally on their deathbed. They were in the hospital for over a month, and I would go and treat them in there, and they were just in hospice care. And, you could see the life come back to them for at least a few minutes or a few hours after the adjustment. And so that's valuable time with that person that you would never get back otherwise. And I know how hard it is to lose somebody close to you in your family or in your life. And to have that time with them in their later years is so, so valuable. Like, you're not ever going to get that back. And so to be able to have that time available and to have them healthy and lucid and able to converse with you, that's exquisitely valuable. Plus, for those who aren't at that point, who are just aging, it helps slow down the degeneration process. So anybody over the age of 20 basically has degeneration somewhere in their body. The moment we take our first breath, our body starts degenerating, because oxygen causes oxidative stress in our bodies. And just like an apple, if you cut an apple in half and sit it out for the day, the next day or the couple of days later, you're going to start to see it's turning brown. That's oxidative stress. Well, as we age, oxidative stress increases. And so it's really important to keep our bodies in alignment, to keep them eating healthy foods, and to keep them happy, because that's going to help our longevity. That's going to help our quality of life. And, I say it all the time. You can spend a little bit of money on yourself now every week, or you can dump a whole big chunk of money into yourself at once when it breaks down and blows up later on. So if you actually invest in your health and start taking care of your body now, no matter what age you are going to have a much longer, healthier, enjoyable life than you ever thought was possible. Just because, hi Deborah, just because you actually take care of yourself. So, yes, chiropractic care is absolutely recommended for any age, at any stage of life. Um, you know, we're taught how to adjust our pressure. And, that's how I can do an infant all the way up to an elderly. That's how I can do a rat. I can adjust a rat differently than I do a Clydesdale horse. You learn how to adjust your pressure and what you're using, how you're using your body. There are different tools you can use as well. I have a tendency not to use those unless I absolutely need to. And I have a few people that I need to. And so I use the little activator tool sometimes on people who just feel like they can't handle a manual adjustment. And that's perfectly fine. That's why I have those tools. That's why you go to a doctor of chiropractic, because we have the tools available in order to correct the problem needed. Okay? Alrighty, guys. Hope that gives you some good information today on chiropractic care and why you would want to use it at any stage in life, but particularly in the older generation, in the elderlies. There's lots of people out there that need chiropractic care. I mean, if you're alive and breathing and walking and moving, and you need chiropractic care. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you need chiropractic care. I've had plenty of people in wheelchairs that are wheelchair bound that I work on regularly. So keep taking care of your bodies, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing. Take care of this vessel. It's the only one you get. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to eventually blow up, and then that's not going to be cool. So God bless, guys. Love you all. And I will talk to you next week.